As we step into 2025, Israel faces a pivotal year filled with challenges and opportunities, from economic pressures and societal divides to technological advancements and regional diplomacy. Joining us now is Professor David Passig, futurist from Bar-Ilan University, to help understand what lies ahead for Israel in the new year. Thank you for joining, David.
Thank you.
As we step into 2025, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing Israel today? And what are the most pressing security threats Israel will face in the new year?
Well, it's not a secret anymore. The more pressing issue is of course, Iran. Everybody knows it. The whole issue is what's the tactic that Israel needs to take in order to tackle that challenge. That challenge is not just an Israeli challenge, it's a worldwide challenge. So this is the most pressing issue from that point of view for the next year. Of course, there are other pressing issues, from social issues to economic issues. But, in order to have some social issues, you have, first of all, to have security. And security is the most pressing issue in the next coming year.
Absolutely. And security-wise, is there any path that you see towards de-escalation or resolution on any of these multifaceted fronts? Or should Israel be preparing for a prolonged period of conflict?
Well, from the very beginning, we said that this conflict is going to take between 3 to 5 years. That's if the conflict will remain a regional conflict. However, there are other trends that are emerging, that are world issues that might also bring the world to a much aggressive conflict in different places worldwide. If that trend will continue to realize and materialize, that means that even the regional one will stretch a little bit more than those 3 to 5 years. Israel and the region has entered a decade that is very volatile, very dangerous, because a lot of trends are merging together that bring this region into that kind of growing tensions. The Israeli society is very resilient, and economy is also very resilient, and it gives the Israeli society a little bit more room to maneuver in a conflict situation. And therefore, we're going to see at least the next year with some levels of conflict that are rising and going down, rising and going down, but it's not over.
Well, speaking of the Israeli society, 2024 was a year of significant political debate in Israel. We've had the judicial reforms, the enlistment laws, and of course the regular nationwide protests for the release of the hostages. What impact has this had on Israeli society, do you think, and the public trust in the government and its institutions?
We have reached a point in Israeli history in which we have to solve a lot of disagreements, or if you wish, future imageries, how we would like to see Israel as a nation in the 21st century and beyond. And all those issues are kind of merging together in the 20th, the years of this very specific decade. We have seen it already coming from years ago, and I hope that we'll be able to overpass this decade without having very grave kind of activities that will be similar to a brutal civil war. But this is a natural phenomena that most of the nations are going in their 70 years or the 80 years, and it's also coming to Israel, and we have to solve those misunderstandings. We have to solve those miscalculations of how each group has calculated and was able to foresee the way they would like to see this very young nation. And it's a natural phenomenon. The only thing we need to be very careful about is not to slide into some kind of a civil war that will need much more efforts to overcome that trauma also.
And if I had to point out one or two, what are the key opportunities you see for Israel in 2025 that could help it overcome the challenges and thrive as a society?
Well, the most important parameter that is really unusual by all means that depicts and characterize the Israeli society is the amount of people that are in the cohort between birth to 25-year-old. We are more than 45% of the Israeli society is in that very specific cohort. Now that's a great potential, economic potential, social potential of a new nationhood like the Israeli nationhood. And we need to take care that that cohort will be very much educated, will be very healthy, and this is what we call the demographic dividend that Israel is expecting to see in the next 25 years, when that cohort will move into the next cohort, which is the most important cohort in any society, economic cohort, social cohort, everything. And that cohort will be able to change a lot of issues, will be able to bring a lot of new point of views into the political arena. And if we will be able to educate that cohort, if we'll be able to understand their needs, Israel is having an amazing potential in the next 25 years, reaching mid-21st century.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, Professor David Passig.
Thank you.